Hi beautiful souls, welcome to my channel Oz Temple. My name is Elle, I'm a goddess guide and intuitive tarot reader, and today I am so excited to be bringing you a reading all about you are the artist of your own destiny. What are you being called to start? So I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world, and I hope you're having a good morning or evening whenever you're watching this. Today I'm filming this in the morning, which I don't normally do for my readings, so there's a little bit of morning sun coming in, whoops, and we have the beautiful Goddess Ostara, who's the goddess of morning. So when I was shuffling through my Celtic Goddess Oracle deck this morning, this goddess came flying out. So she was the one who wanted to be presiding over today's reading. And Goddess Ostara is a beautiful goddess to call on if you are trying to start anything or you're wanting to essentially set new habits into place or set intentions for something, or there's anything that you want to achieve, especially if you've been going through anything difficult or you've been struggling with something, or maybe there's been something you've been procrastinating on or finding difficult to get going on, or finding difficult to feel motivated. It's that energy of a fresh new start, of feeling like each day is a fresh new start. She helps you see that you have an opportunity to treat each day like a fresh new beginning, and that the sum of your life is essentially just an accumulation of all those little daily habits that you make. So it's a wonderful time to get started, especially I felt during Virgo season. You know, if you watched the Virgo new moon reading I did the other day, I talked a lot about, looking at, your habits and what things that you might want to clear out, and what things you might want to start like implementing in order to live a life that's in more alignment with your higher self. So Goddess Ostara can help you to actually implement those habits and implement those daily tasks, or really find that motivation and that energy and that sense of renewal and rejuvenation to commit to something and just put one step in front of the other to make it happen. I'm kind of seeing with the hares here, it's just reminding me of that classic, like the hare and the tortoise, fairy tale, not really fairy tale, but story that you hear, when you're a kid, and it just really does apply. It's that whole thing of like, you don't have to be the fastest, you don't have to necessarily go at something the way a hare would. Sometimes just doing that tortoise thing of just, being consistent. Like the hare started off amazingly and he kind of shot off the track, but then he gets arrogant and he goes off and he's like, yeah, I'm way ahead of the tortoise, like I can just go and have a nap now for ages, and then the tortoise actually ends up overtaking him. So it just goes to show, like, just sometimes being consistent and just putting one foot in front of the other. It doesn't matter if you're the fastest person or the smartest person or whatever. Sometimes it's just about that consistency and just having that bit of motivation each day to commit to your projects, to commit to things you're passionate about, even if it's 10 minutes a day. And Goddess Ostara will help you find that renewal and that motivation to do it. So with that in mind, today's reading is a little short, kind of little booster of energy and booster of motivation. We're going to take a little bit of a look in the tarot at if there's been anything that's been blocking you from getting started, if there's a particular project or a particular thing that you've been wanting to start for a while, but maybe there's been some kind of block. So we will take a wee look at blocks, but it's mostly just about giving you a bit of an inspiration and a bit of motivation to take those next steps on something that you're feeling called to. So without further ado, we have 3 piles to choose from today. If you are drawn to the Page of Cups from the Modern Goddess Tarot, you will be pile number 1. I can get it to focus. There we go. Okay, if you are drawn to the Page of Cups with Veracruz Amethyst here for the Crystal Magic Tarot, you will be pile number 2. And if you are drawn to the Page of Cups from the Everyday Witch Tarot, you will be pile number 3. Okay, so take a moment to pause the video if you need a little bit more time to see which pile is drawing you in. It may be that there is more than one pile that is calling to you today, because it may be that there's different messages across the piles about what you may need to hear at this time in order to feel motivated to start on any project that you're feeling called to. So just trust your intuition. Only ever take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, my loves, I will see you in your piles. Hi there, pile number one. If you chose the Page of Cups from the Modern Goddess Tarot, this will be your reading on you are the artist of your own destiny. What are you being called to start? Okay, so let's have a look at what pile one is being called to start. So let's get a few. Whoops, it's falling on the floor. Okay, Five of Wands, interesting. Just get a few cards to start with, and then we'll also take a look at the tarot. Oh, sorry, we'll also take a look at some oracle cards at the end for some additional guidance. And one more, please, Spirit. One more. Yes, love to see it. Eight of Wands, perfect. Okay, so let's see. Pile number one, let's move these over so they're all in a row. Here we go. So pile one, if you chose this Modern Goddess Tarot, this is what I'm seeing here. I feel like with both this fish being cast out of this cup here and this Five of Wands with all these different people with different wands, I feel like there's a process that you're undergoing at the moment of discerning what exactly it is you want to take action on and move forward. I feel like you've been going through a process of trying some things and then discarding them, and trying other things and then discarding them, and a process of sort of sifting and sorting, and maybe going through quite a bit of like inner conflict, like quite a bit of like different facets of yourself or your personality, or different parts of you enjoy maybe different things. And so there's been a lot of like chopping and changing I'm getting, because we've got two fives here, and five is a number that is related to change. So I just feel like, because in this particular Page of Cups, she's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land, which is kind of indicating to me that there's like something you started kind of investing in, but you're not fully committed. Like you've not got kind of both feet in the water. And also it's like with this little cup, it's like you've kind of put one cup down into the stream and picked something up, and you've tried that, and you've gone away and kind of played with it for a bit, and then you're like, nah, it's not that, I don't want to do that, and you've thrown that fish away. But I feel like there is clarity, there is something coming to you. This little fish is swimming upstream, like as you're busy kind of throwing one thing out, there is something that's coming towards you. And it's just a case of kind of working through this inner conflict and working through these different facets of you that want to perhaps try different things, or maybe feel a bit conflicted about something. So there's something around conflict, feeling conflicted from within. This may be presenting itself outside of you. So it may be that there's other people's voices who are impacting what it is that you want to start on, or causing you to, not feel too committed to something in some way, not feel like you can really go forward with something, because maybe one person saying, oh, you're an idiot to want to start that, or why do you want to try that out, that that'll fail, or like you'll never make money from it, or whatever. Because I'm seeing with this Five of Pentacles here, there's some sort of a scarcity, because Five of Pentacles is related to an energy of scarcity, or feeling like there's a lack of abundance or lack of support. This could be emotional support. This could be feeling like you don't have the kind of support of your family to maybe try something that you want to invest your energy in. And so there's a bit of a conflict that's presenting itself from within you, where you want to start something maybe, or you feel half drawn towards something, but what's been holding you back is feeling conflicted about it, and maybe feeling like you're not getting the support you need, or you're maybe not having the financial stability or security that you have right now to be able to fully put 2 feet in. So maybe for some of you, this could be like you have a day job that you have to do to kind of pay the bills and so forth, and you would like to put 2 feet into this project or this endeavor, but you don't have the resources or the means to do that just yet. So you've got a bit of a split in your energy, where half of you is invested in it because you're doing it when you can, perhaps on the weekend or something like that, but the other part of you is having to do the day job or something like that, or do other things in order to bring in the financial resources that you need. But I do see with this Eight of Wands here, there's something that's going to be moving, and I feel like once you're able to like kind of put 2 feet in the water, so to speak, and really commit to this project, it will move forward, it will take off, it will suddenly, it's just kind of like, I'm seeing with all these wands all pointing in the same direction. It's like all systems go, like everything is aligning. There's nothing, you know, look at the wands, look at the difference here. They're all crossing each other. So it's like there's some sort of inner conflict that's blocking you, or some sort of a blocks that's stopping you from actually moving forward. Whereas here, it's like all of that, all of those knots, all of that block is gone, and all the energy, all your output is just going in the same direction. It's 100% like kind of committed and moving forward, taking off. So there's something around sort of an energy of commitment, even if it still means you have to kind of do the J job, so to speak. There's less of a resistance from within. There's less of a conflict coming from within you. There's a 100% commitment and 100% 2 feet in the water, being like, right, this is the direction I want to go in. I'm going to put all my energy towards this. I'm going to put all my spare effort and energy towards this, and what will come of it will come. Let's have a look at your oracle cards to get a bit more of an idea of what this might be. What is this thing that pile 1 is being called to start, please, Spirit? What is this thing, pile 1? Confidence. It comes with time and practice. Interesting. She's got this kind of school bag here with a sword. So some kind of possibly intellectual project, possibly some sort of project related to something that you're doing for, that you might have done some sort of schooling around, or you know, you might have done a university degree in this or something. And there's something around having the confidence to kind of go forward with it, or to really like commit to it or keep pursuing it in some way. I feel like, yeah, there's a lack of confidence here, but it's as it's saying, it's going to come with time and practice. But yeah, swords and tarot are related to decisions and to the mind, and you know, any kind of like it could be education, or an intellectual project, or using your intelligence in some ways. So this could be, it'll be different for all of you because it's a general reading, but I think you'll know whatever the project is. This could be it could be wanting to possibly go and do some training, go and do some sort of course of study, or it could be an online course of study. It could be actually going, because I can see it looks like she's on a train here, so it could mean having to like travel somewhere in order to learn about something, or to invest your mind in something, or like, yeah, kind of study something is kind of what I'm getting. Let's see if we can get any more energy about this. What is pile 1 being called to start? Sorry, yeah, what is pile 1? Yeah, it's pile 1. What is pile 1 being called? Whoa, we've got a lot of energy here. Okay, so garden, something lovely will grow from this. So I feel like this is something, and interestingly, we've got another sword here. So there's a sword on this bag, and then it's planted in the ground. So yeah, there's something you need to like fully plant. So I feel like there's something you haven't fully committed to. You haven't fully sort of put that sword in the ground and said, yes, 100%, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to invest all my energy in. Or yes, I'm committed to this project. Or yes, I'm committed to this school, or this qualification, or this learning, or this study, or this thing that I want to start, this book I want to write, whatever it might be. Once you've planted that sword kind of in the ground and made that decision 100%, and not kind of been held back by all this inner conflict, then something will actually grow from it over time. We've also got morning, the world awaits you. So I feel like this thing that you're creating is something that is going to potentially be out in the world. And we see that with all these wands kind of going out, and all these sprouts actually as well. This is kind of confirming with this, something lovely will grow from this. These wands have little buds of growth. So there's something that you are being called to start growing, that you're being called to start kind of investing in, or putting your energy in, because it is going to grow, it is going to take off. The world is actually waiting for this. So this is something that could be quite big, which could be why there's a lot of inner conflict or resistance around it, because you could sense that on some level, that this is something that people are waiting for, and feel a little bit intimidated by that. And we've got nostalgia, focus on the here and now. So maybe there's something around ensuring that you're feeling that you're staying in the present. Maybe there's a sense of, especially if you're traveling to, like, say, go to a university or a program, or traveling to learn about something, or even just explore or get inspiration for something, there could be a little bit of feeling a little bit nostalgic for things back at home, or you know, maybe you're feeling a bit homesick or something. I'm kind of picking up. That might not be for all of you, that particular message. It might just depend on, you know, if you're moving away for school or something along those lines, or moving away for a work opportunity, or something. Maybe you're missing some friends and things like that. But I feel like your guides are coming through to say, like, focus on what you have now, and the more you focus on what you have and are grateful for what you have, the more, you know, you will be able to grow that. Let's see if we can get a little bit more guidance. What is pile 1 being called to start? Woo! Transition. Yeah, you're going through some kind of change or transition. I felt that with the changes I mentioned with the 2 5s there, and this sort of sense of someone who's traveling. So there's some sort of a shift, some sort of a transitional period that you're going through. And we've got Cancer here. Is this Cancer? Or is that? Sometimes the way these cards are drawn, I think that's Cancer. So yeah, there could be some kind of nostalgia about home, leaving home behind. So you could be in a transition, moving homes, moving for school, like I said, moving for work, something like that. And you're going through some sort of transition. What is pile 2? Oh, sorry, what is pile 1 being called to start? Healing. So there's some kind of healing. Yeah, maybe with the 3 and the 7, this reduces to 10 in numerology. So there's possibly an end of a cycle, and we've got 2 5s here, which reduces to 10. So yeah, I feel like some kind of cycle is ending, possibly a cycle of like being at home, or being in a certain place, or being sort of stuck in a state of like conflict or inner conflict. That's kind of shifting out, and you're moving, because also 8 of Wands can be about movement as well. You know, we can see this little home in the distance, and then these wands are in the air with this bird flying. So maybe some of you are flying somewhere. Maybe this is what you're being called to start, is to like travel, to go somewhere overseas, to, you know, move away, and you're feeling a bit hesitant or conflicted about that. It's a big transition that you're going through. There's maybe some healing that you're doing. There's pile 1. Stimulation. But I feel like you're moving to something that is somewhere, or something that's going to be very exciting with that stimulation. So yeah, maybe some of you are moving to like a big city or something from somewhere out in the country. And it's just having the confidence to kind of really commit to that and do it and go after it. Or some of you are starting a course of study, or starting to even just do it on, you know, yourself on the side, or starting some kind of project that is very stimulating. It's very like, there's a lot of, you're getting a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration. You're feeling very fired up, because with the chili there, it's like this energy of it being very fired up to kind of put your energy into something. Let's finish off with the Earth Alchemy Oracle. What is this healing for pile 1? What does pile 1 need to know? Pilgrimage. Interesting. Pasali Bluestone with pilgrimage, sacred sites, grid work, dragon energy. Yeah, I kind of just, what I get from this more generally, I mean, maybe some of you are being called to go on somewhat of a pilgrimage, or actually travel somewhere, or go to like sacred sites or something like that. But I feel like more generally, this is kind of saying like, you know, going on a bit of a pilgrimage, going, you know, to another country, traveling overseas, moving away from home. You know, again, it's this transitional energy. You're shifting away from something. You're going exploring, you're going towards different cultures, or different, you know, again, like I said, perhaps some of you are going to train in something somewhere. Like some of you could be going to train in some kind of healing modality somewhere. Some of you could be training in, some of you could be training in, like, I'm hearing like archaeology with the sites. I'm just kind of getting a vibe of someone's like traveling to do something related to archaeology. So comment below if that's you. That's quite specific, so that obviously won't be for all of you. But yeah, there's something around, like, I feel this quite you don't have to be really young, but I feel like you're quite young at heart, or you're maybe quite new at this, whatever this thing is that you're feeling called to go and do, or go and start, or move towards. It's kind of this energy of like, it's not something you've necessarily been doing for a really long time, and it's kind of, that's why this message of it's going to come with time and practice. Like, the more you do it and the more you kind of go towards this, the more growth you'll see from it. But it's just, yeah, kind of with that Aries, I'm getting with the 2 Aries signs here, there's this strong Aries energy coming through of, it's kind of that like take charge energy, and just dive in, and not necessarily be impulsive or anything, but just, you know, once you've assessed everything. And I feel like you're kind of going through that at the moment with that Page of Cups. As I said at the beginning, it's like you've been trying out different things. Maybe some of you have been trying a few different career options, or a few different like study options or something like that, and now you're really getting clear on where you want to go, and you're like, okay, actually I think the thing I want to do is actually in this other country, so I'm going to have to leave home, I'm going to have to move away, I'm going to have to go and do this course in this other place, or something along those lines. There's something around kind of moving, and if it isn't going overseas physically, then it's kind of at least like expanding your mind in some way. Like with the swords, as I spoke about, it's like making some kind of decision and committing to something that's like some sort of a process that's going to stimulate your brain, like some sort of, you know, you're using your mental energy, you're investing your mental energy into learning about something, maybe yourself, or maybe just wherever you are. So that pilgrimage could be more of a you know, an internal one, kind of exploring your inner self. But I feel like that is all the messages I have for you today, pile number 1. I hope that resonated for you. Leave a comment below if it did. I would really, really love to hear from you. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of the Elves Temple community. I would love to have you here. I always try and reply to all my comments when I can. So yeah, feel free to comment and share if this applies to your situation at all. I always love hearing about what you guys are up to. Hit the, what else did I say? Did I say hit the like button already? Apologies if I did. I can't even remember. Hit the like button if it resonated. It helps tell me what content is resonating. Hit these, like I said, subscribe, notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 1. All the best with your creative project, or this move, or whatever it is you're starting, and I will see you in the next pile. See you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Page of Cups from the Everyday Witch Tarot, then this will be your reading all about you're the artist of your own destiny. What are you being called to start? So let's get straight into the tarot and get a little bit of energy. I've pre-shuffled the cards, so we'll go straight in. Whoa, that's a good start. King of Pentacles. Some of you starting on eating a cake. No, just kidding. I'll get there. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's something you're investing in. What is pile 1 being called to start? What is pile 1? 3 of Wands and 6 of Pentacles. Wow, a lot of Pentacles energy. So you guys are definitely investing in something. I feel like this possibly could be a business, because with 2 Pentacles cards here, this is something that's going to bring you a lot of security and stability, something that is related to like possibly business or finances or work. It could be a new job. But I just feel like it's kind of something that you're deliberately trying to, or you're deliberately intending to make money from. So whether it is a creative project, or whether it is a business or some kind of service or product that you're thinking of putting out there. And I feel like with both the King and the Queen of Pentacles coming out, it's like you are combining both masculine and feminine energies in a very beautiful way. So you've got that sort of nurturing capacity with the Queen of Pentacles, but you've also got that very stable, steady, secure, structured, disciplined energy of the King of Pentacles to you know, really build something is what I'm seeing. So possibly some of you are building some kind of business, like I said, or maybe building a website where you can sell your services, but just something where you can build up some wealth or stability or security for yourself. And, you know, like I've said in some of my previous readings, you know, wealth or abundance or financial stability or security is different for everyone. So that'll be different for all of you. For some of you, this could be literally building up, you know, enough generational wealth, that you have enough to kind of, be in investments, or be able to buy a house, or be able to pass money down to your future generations. For others of you, this just might be having enough money to have a little garden, or be able to pay your rent and bills easily, or whatever it might mean for you personally. But I feel like with the Three of Wands here, this is something that you have been manifesting. You've been directly working on, like, putting that intention out into the universe, and like actually starting to put it into place. It's like this person seems very even though this is a Wands card, it's not a Pentacles card, but they seem very grounded. They're very like sure and certain about what they want. They're very like, yep, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to create. I feel like you've clearly envisaged this. You've clearly done put that creative visualization into being, and started taking actual physical, tangible steps on the 3D to make it happen. And I feel like it is going to be something that is going to give you such abundance that you're going to be able to share that abundance with other people in some form. And like I said, that could be financial. It could be where you get to a point where, you have enough financial abundance that you can share that, if that's something that you feel called to do. Or it could just be sharing your time, sharing your energy, sharing your wisdom. It could be that you get to a certain point in your career, or in your business, or in starting this business, that you get called to kind of go and give talks at schools or something like that, or give talks to certain members of the community about how you did this, and give support in that way. Or it could be a number of things, but it's just kind of getting to a point where you are able to be very generous with your time and energy, and this is something that you've very much planted. Like you've planted the seeds for this, and now you're starting to actually make this happen, or now you're starting to actually take those steps, those physical, tangible steps. So I kind of feel like moving them around this way. I feel like this is you now, or this has been you in the past. Kind of like, okay, this is actually what I really want to do. I don't necessarily want to be tied to some kind of job, or constantly just working for the same company. I want to be out there on my own. I want to be able to have sort of that sovereignty over my time, over my energy, over what I invest my time and energy into. And you've envisaged a clear vision of you doing some sort of whether it's a business, whether it's selling your products, selling your services, putting your things out to market in some way, marketing your things in some way. And I feel like you're taking action on that now consistently, investing a lot of care and nurturance into this project, and it's going to see you be very successful to the point that you can give of your time and energy, or of your actual financial abundance, which is really amazing. So let's get a little bit more of an idea with the oracle cards of what this is, you amazing, generous people. So what is this, that thing that pile 2 is feeling plugged in and inspired and has a great vision for? What is this thing? Wow, interesting. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. Is it cooking? Pile number 2. Is it something related to food or nourishment? Because sometimes the Queen of Pentacles as well can be to do with like giving nourishment in some way. And this 6 of Pentacles person is also like, she's got a basket of food. So maybe some of you are doing something related to food, or giving some sort of nourishment. So it could be literal nourishment, or it could just be like something where you're giving a lot of very sweet, nurturing energy in some way. You're giving, for people who have maybe had a lot of difficulties in their life, a lot of struggles, or a lot of, maybe lack of support or something like that. I see with the 6 of Pentacles, this is often to do with like helping those who are more in need. So this could be, supporting members of a community who have been, unable to gain access to resources or something. They've just been turned from pillar to post, and unable to get the sort of sweetness that they deserve. And so maybe that's something that you might have experienced this yourself, and now you want to get to a point where you can help others in that, or you've overcome this yourself, and now you're in a position where you can start using your skills and resources or something like that to be able to give people some sort of some kind of encouragement, or some kind of sweetness in their life, whether it's through guidance, whether it's through giving them your energy or support, whether it's through, like I said, giving them food, whether it's giving them some kind of resources, helping them with skills or something so that they can, you know, it's that whole kind of like teach a man to fish and you feed him, no, what is it? Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So maybe some of you are kind of like, yeah, helping people gain the skills that they need to make themselves self-sufficient or something, or create wealth for themselves. Maybe some of you are like financial advisors, or, you know, it could be something like that. But and it could be because you've gone through something quite difficult as well. I feel like you've had that experience of not having the sweetness that, or the nurturance or the support that you deserved in your own life. So now you want to create something for others in some ways. So very interesting. Let me get some more energy for pile 1. What is pile 1 being called to start? Interesting. But if I stand up for yourself, wow. 2 quite strong, powerful energies here. So there's something around using your power to stand up for yourself and possibly others in some way. So maybe this is possibly what's been holding you back, because maybe you have a strong vision for something you want to create, or some kind of financial future, or thing you want to invest your time and energy in, or business you want to start or something, and you haven't really had the support, or you've been given a lot of, like, anyone you've tried to tell about your idea or something, you've had a lot of backlash from them, or like they've discouraged you or something, and there's something around needing to stand up for yourself, or possibly you've learned how to do this and then you're using that energy to kind of stand up for others. So like I said, with the 6 of Pentacles, you know, it could be that you're helping people who have been, you know, maybe abandoned by services that should have supported them, or something along those lines, maybe because they've been excluded for whatever reason, and you're using your energy to, and your skills and resources to stand up for other people as well. Especially if they've been like unfairly persecuted in some way, or you know, been denied access to something. It's kind of like almost like the energy of someone who does it's kind of underdog energy, or someone who fights for the underdog, someone who does like legal, I'm not sure officially what it's called, and it might be different things in different countries, but like it's kind of like giving legal support, but there is a word for this and I can't think what it is, but it's like where, you know, you wouldn't necessarily work for a private law firm, you would work for people who wouldn't normally have access to, because they don't have the money to pay for a lawyer, but you are able to you know, defend their rights in some way. So maybe some of you are like you could be part of like a council or government even, or setting up your own thing, or a charity, or just using your skills in some way to stand up for people. Or that could be something that you have a vision for, that you want to do. Or maybe you want to like create your own wealth. You want to get to a point where you've built up a business or created enough wealth for yourself that you can then open that up to others. Like maybe you want to have a house where you then, you know, or a center or something where you then open that up so that other people can come and like stay there, or, you know, learn something there, or receive support in some way there, or something along those lines. Wow, beautiful energy, pile 2. What is pile 2 being called to start? What is pile 2? Clarity. Yeah, interesting. We've got Virgo energy here. And we've just, actually today, is it today or is it tomorrow? I think it might be tomorrow. So actually the day that this reading is going to go out is the new moon in Virgo. So I feel like the new moon is going to give you a new cycle with this number 1, and you're going to get a lot of clarity. You're going to have a lot of like, get a clear vision of what this is that you want to kind of put out in the world in some way. And I feel like with the carrots, that's a root vegetable. So it's something to do with like planting something, like planting the seed of that idea and letting it grow. But yeah, using this energy of the Virgo new moon, and using this Virgo season to put those steps in place, you know, set those habits, do what it is that you need to do. Continuance, interesting. So some of you may have already started this. We've got Capricorn energy here. So I feel like, you know, that's very like hardworking energy. So I feel like, again, with that King and Queen of Pentacles, it's like you have that good balance of that masculine energy of like putting in the discipline, putting in the steps, you know, investing in something and then seeing it through, being structured with it, as well as that kind of nurturing energy. So this could be something you've already started and it's just saying like continue on this, like you'll get more clarity on where you need to go and how you need to grow it. But if you've had this idea and you have already started it, I feel like your guides are encouraging you to very much to continue with it. Continue. It's like, you know, that mountain goat energy of, you know, that's the symbol of the sign of Capricorn. You know, no matter how high or steep or difficult that mountain is, that goat just like keeps going up the mountain. Like it's just that persistent, persevering energy is what I'm getting. So keep persevering with this project, even if you've had like all sorts of difficulties with it, even if you've had to stand up to a lot of people to like make it happen or to invest in it or to keep going with it. Just, yeah, keep going. You will get there. I do see you being very successful and very stable with it. Let's get a Earth Alchemy card. What guidance do you have for pile 2 for this new start? Oh, we got a lot. Crystal Dragon, sound and color, new healing modalities, rainbow race of Arpeggio frequencies. So some of you might be doing some kind of healing modality. So this sort of service, this thing that you're wanting to put out could be something that's related to healing. Could be a healing service or a healing modality or something along those lines. We've also got Pearl and Larimar, let go, surrender, release, patterns and triggers, Pleiades. Yeah, so there may be something to surrender with through this process of starting this and letting go of something in order to invest your energy in this. And we've got Secret Garden with Sacred Space, cultivate your space, inner beauty and self-care. So maybe making sure that you're taking the time to create some space. I feel like actually this is interesting. We've got Secret Garden, Sacred Space, and with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, they're both sitting outside in a beautiful garden. So maybe for some of you, you might be someone who works in a community garden. You might want to start a community garden or that kind of project, or you want to have a space that's a beautiful space for people to come and like receive some kind of healing, or people can come and like be in that space. Maybe you want to start like a safe house for people who have been through something difficult, or you want to start like a beautiful sanctuary that's like a healing sanctuary for people to come. Yeah, there's something around like creating a space, cultivating your space, which again is very like appropriate for Virgo energy. So this could well be saying during this Virgo season, like put those steps in place to like make sure that your space is like clean and clear and you've got good habits in place and everything is set up in your space in order to like facilitate you starting this project and putting in those good habits to make this happen. Because I do feel like, yeah, maybe there's some sort of new healing modality that you're working on, that you're going to create, or that you're receiving some sort of vision for how to do this and how to kind of put this out in the world in some way. But it may be that you face quite a bit of resistance from other people, or quite a bit of pushback is what I'm getting, which is why this continuance energy, it's necessary for you to persevere with this, even if you get backlash from others, or even if you get backlash from the establishment or your family, or you know, from wherever. It's like, you know, just let go of that, let go of criticism, let go of anyone else's point of view. Like once you've got that clarity on this, and I feel like you've got this new beginning coming with the number 1, you've got this new start to work on this. So keep persevering with it is what I'm getting. You will definitely be successful. So amazing energy there, pile number 2. What is it specifically that you're starting? Comment below if you feel comfortable sharing. I would love to hear what you're feeling called to start. Yes, exactly. This makes so much sense with this card. But if I stand up for yourself and the release, let go, triggers. I can't control the world, but I can control how I choose to perceive it. Yeah, so you might be getting quite a lot of negativity from other people, like, oh, are you crazy to start that? Like, what is this healing stuff? Like, what is energy healing? That just sounds weird, or, you know, whatever it might be, whatever pushback you're getting, whatever negativity you're getting, it's like, you can't control that. Let go of all of that. Let go of where, you know, if people are triggering you when you're trying to, you know, tell them what your vision is or whatever. It's like, yeah, you deserve sugar, not salt. Don't sort of air your ideas and inspirations to other people who are going to be unsupportive. And even if you do and they're not, it's like, you can't control that. You can choose how to perceive it, which is basically just that they're not your audience, they're not your people, they're not your tribe, they don't understand. So there's no point trying to convince them. I feel like you know, the right people who are aligned with you will find you. I feel like with all these eyes here, and we had the eye here with the clarity, I feel like the right people will be guided to see you. Like, who is meant to see this product or this service or this thing that you're putting out there will, you know, will be guided to it. Like, the right eyes will the right eyes will come and see, you know, the right eyes will land on the thing that you're trying to create or the thing you're trying to put out there. Maybe it's artwork that you're trying to put out, and it's very like healing artwork. Could be as well with sound and color, actually, because color could be like creating beautiful pieces of art, or sound could be you're creating some kind of music that's very healing or something. So it'll be the right people are going to hear it, you know, but you can't control those who criticize you or who think it's nonsense or crazy. You know, when I started this tarot stuff, like, I still do get it, actually, but especially at the beginning, I had a lot of pushback from all sorts of people. Like, you know, say if people at a party or something asked me what I was doing, and that, you know, if they don't really understand it and they've just heard opinions from wherever, and they just, you know, say stuff about it, like, you know, they'll just argue against it because that's what they believe. And it's like, you know, I could have let that stop me, and I could have let that control me, or I could have, you know, let that derail me. But like, you know, I love this. I absolutely love it. And I feel like it does help. And, you know, whatever, I don't care what they think. So it's like, yeah, there's something around maybe not letting, toxic opinions or negative opinions or critical opinions of others like derail this idea, because it's important that you put your work, whatever it is, if it's art, if it's sound work, if it's a healing modality, if it's a product, a service, a sanctuary, some kind of food or cooking thing. Let me get some final guidance for pile 2. Ooh, came flying out. Oh, pile 1 got the same one. When I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. Yeah, so maybe just there's a lot to do with like others, I feel like, in this, with the evil queen and bitch by standing up for yourself, controlling the world. When I see good in others, acknowledging it. So yeah, maybe just ensuring that as you start this endeavor, or as you go about it, that you know, obviously you're going to get the detractors and the haters or the negative people, but also, like, you know, there will be some people who will be supportive, and there will be the right people who will be guided to your work, and there will be people who will speak up for you. And you know, really, once you embrace that like energy of standing up for yourself, you will attract other people who are also supportive of that. And so, you know, just acknowledging and embracing where you are getting the support will be very helpful to kind of increase that more, and not feel like you're kind of under that I guess, like, feeling any kind of intimidation from people who are, you know, trying to suggest that you shouldn't do what you're doing or something like that. Okay, my loves, I feel like that's all the messages I have for you today. I hope that was somewhat helpful or supportive. Leave a comment below if it resonated for you. I would really love to hear how it resonated. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the reading. It helps tell me what content is resonating for you guys at the moment. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to be part of the Owls Temple community. I would love to have you here. And hit the notification bell to be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. All the best with this project, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, part number 3. If you chose the Page of Cups from the Crystal Magic deck, this will be your reading on you are the artist of your own destiny. What are you being called to start? So let's take a look at the tarot to begin with. What is pile 3 being called to start? Wow, the Tower. Interesting. The Two of Swords. Let's get a little bit more. This pile two. Oh, Page of Wands. Love to see it. And pile 3 being called to start. 4 of Coins. Okay, beautiful. Alrighty, so pile number 3. I feel like maybe for some of you, you have gone through some kind of tower moment of late where something that you had, some sort of foundation or something that you had invested in or spent time on or built up. Possibly it could have been a job or a project or something that you were doing, or it could have even been a relationship, but just something that you had built was built on a bit of a false foundation perhaps, or it wasn't really completely something that you was really true to you, and it might have been pulled away from you in some way, or you've walked away from it, or it's suddenly become clear that it isn't necessarily the path that you want to go down. And you're now in this Two of Swords position where you're having to go within and trust your intuition and work out which new direction you want to go in, because it feels like this previous path you've been going down, or this previous thing you've been invested in, is not something that you want to keep going with, or not something that is going to be something that's going to give you a lot of stability, because now it looks like it was built on shaky foundations, or it hasn't really worked out in the way you thought it would, or it's just, like maybe it was a path of study that you did and you got to a certain point and then you were like, actually, and I just saw 555 on the clock and 5s are about change. Suddenly you were like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. This isn't really me. I want to change course. I want to change direction. Should I really do that? Should I keep going with this tower thing? And, the tower also can sometimes speak of like institutions. It can sometimes be like some sort of a formal thing that you've been working for. So it could be like a corporate job. It could be like a formal institution of learning, something along those lines. And now you're trying to work out which direction you're going, whether you keep going with that and just finish it, or you keep maybe trying to see where that goes, even though I don't feel like you feel very invested in it anymore, or whether you go in this new direction. And I feel like with this Page of Wands here, what is calling you is this Page of Wands energy is very like passionate, like something that you're very passionate about is calling you. Something that's more inspiring is calling you. And I feel like with all this blue energy on this card, it's something related to self-expression. It could be, because this looks a bit like Frida Kahlo, I think. So it could be related to like painting or art or just self-expression in some form. I feel like I'm getting a lot of sort of creative energy, and the Page of Cups that you picked is this young girl's like painting her bedroom wall kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like maybe some of you might be artists, or you might just have a lot of creative energy or a lot of expressive energy that wants to be expressed. I feel like you want to kind of break out of this like black and white mold. Maybe some of you are literally in quite a like corporate thing, or you've gone down a path that feels very sort of a bit more like structured, with that thing. Like maybe you've been with that tower, it's like maybe you've been trying to do something that could be creative, but you've been doing it through some sort of institution, and you've kind of got to a point where you're like, yeah, but I don't really want to do it that way. I don't want to do art in that way. I want to do it my way. I want to do it in a way that's much more me, much more kind of like really like multicolored and bright. A lot of Frida Kahlo's paintings, they're like really beautiful, like bright, vibrant colors and things. And I feel like maybe you've been trying to fit in some kind of box, whether it was still within the realm of creativity or art, or whether it was something completely different, like you've kind of been forced to fit into some sort of molds, or do some kind of job or career path that was like very formal or rigid, or didn't have any sort of artistic expression or creative expression as part of it. And now you're like, I really just don't want to do that. It feels like it's stifling my soul. I just want to be able to kind of like break out of that mold and kind of express myself and just paint, like maybe you're someone who does a lot of like interior decorating around your house as a way to like use that and channel that creative expression that you have naturally within you, or you find yourself painting a lot, just even on weekends or at night. You know, I'm seeing with the moon there, maybe like often at night you're doing your painting, or you're doing some kind of artwork or something that's more creative. With this Four of Coins, this is interesting because I think, do one of the other piles get this? I'm not sure, but I feel like there's this energy of Four of Coins can be to do with like keeping something close to your chest, you know, conserving something, holding on to something, keeping something held tightly within. And I feel like with this snake, like it's kind of just going in this loop back and forth. So I feel like maybe there's something around this decision where you've been going back and forth on this for a while. Like you're like, yeah, but I have to kind of pay my bills or whatever, but I really want to do this, but like, oh, but I've got to do this job and I should really stick with this. And this is something I did my degree in, so therefore I should go down this path. Or I've already started this course of study and I've only got, you know, a year left of, you know, 4 years or something, so I should just finish it. But like you keep being pulled towards this more kind of creative option, or this wands energy that you're very passionate about. There's something that's lighting you up and something that wants to be expressed through you that you're maybe keeping within at the moment. You're maybe, or, you know, maybe you are doing some artwork. Like I said, for some of you could be like painting in your house, or you could have some pieces of art or some pieces of something you've expressed. It doesn't have to be art. It could be like, you know, it could be writing, or it could be music, or it could be whatever, but you're keeping it to yourself. You're not sharing it necessarily with anyone else. It's like you're doing it, you know, with that night energy and the moon, it's like you're doing it sort of in secret, like you're just doing it just for you, and you don't really want to kind of put it out there or something. There's something around that. So let's just I'm going to get a little bit more from the tarot actually. What is blocking pile 3 of Coins? Yeah, I feel like this is confidence here with this peacock kind of showing all its colors. It's like 3 of Pentacles is normally to do with, you know, being recognized for your work, being, you know, putting something out there and being seen to be a master at it, or, you know, investing your time and energy. It can be to do with collaboration as well. You know, in the traditional Rider-Waite, I think it shows like someone painting something, but then there's 2 other figures that are standing by watching him. But in this case, we don't have other figures. There's just this one bird, a peacock. And, you know, peacocks are symbolic of like pride and being like, you know, flashing your beautiful tail so everyone can see it. So I feel like this is kind of an answer to this of like, stop holding on to your gifts, stop holding on to your artwork or your paintings or your creative expression, and like, you know, be proud of it. Like, you are awesome. Like, put, you know, like flash your tail, put it out there, put your work out there. Like, it's beautiful. It should be seen, and you should be more confident in it. I know that's easier said than done, saying like, pile 3, you should just be confident and put your work out there. But like, there's obviously some kind of block. So let's get a look at the tarot to see. Sorry, just did the tarot. Let's get a look at the oracle cards to see what's going on here. So what can you tell us about this project that pile 3 has been called? Whoa. Raindrops, take a chance on them. Yeah, so I feel like this is kind of, you know, if we read this in the context of this reading, this is like take a chance on putting your work out there. So maybe there's someone who you have the opportunity to show your work to, or there might have been some opportunity where you could put your work out there in some way, and it's like just saying take a chance, like take that risk, take a chance. You never know what could happen. I feel like with these fairies here, it's like you're possibly getting these little nudges or feeling pulled to kind of put something out there and take the chance. I feel like the risk will be worth it, is what it's saying. Castle, it's time for healing, not war. Interesting. Part 1 got this one as well. So I feel like we've got very similar old tower in this card as this card. You know, it's got these sort of rampart bits at the top. So something, yeah, there's been something that you've either walked away from, or something that's been pulled away from you, a certain structure or something. And with it's time for healing, not war, I feel like maybe the energy has been a little bit towards like the disappointment at that thing not working out, or that the maybe, for example, you were in a corporate job and you lost out on an opportunity, or you were in some kind of role in some kind of institution and you lost out on some kind of opportunity, or the company was restructured, or the company closed down, or you were made redundant, or whatever it might be. And there's this sadness or a sense of loss, or a sense of like just focusing on what has been pulled away or knocked down. But I feel like what the guidance that's coming through is turning your energy from what you've lost, or from what got sort of taken away from you, to bringing that energy to within you and looking at what you can kind of create out of this. Let's see if we can get some more guidance on what is pile 3 being called to create, or what is pile 3 being called to start. Leadership. Wow. Okay. Got Gemini energy here, and Libra. So yeah, maybe taking the lead on some kind of project or something, taking the lead in your own life. Maybe some of you are, as I said, you've walked away from some sort of institution or some sort of formal, say, whether it's training or job or whatever it might be, and you're taking the time to assess whether you should go in your own direction and start something new. And maybe it is like taking the lead on, becoming, like starting your own thing. Like maybe you want to become a freelancer, or you want to take the lead in some kind of creative project or something. Let's see, get a bit more energy. What is pile 3 being called to start? Emotion. I feel like whatever it is with Cancer here, it's something that you want to be in, you need to be invested in. There's a lot of green energy here. We've got like broccoli, cucumber, and then with the 3 of coins, we've got this green as well in the background, which is linked to the heart chakra, which is all about something that you love. So I feel like there is something that you would love to do, that you would feel more invested in, or that your emotions are already more invested in, that you want to take the lead on. But there's this confidence thing, I think, and taking the chance, taking the risk, taking the leap, trusting that other people will want to invest in you in some way. Let's get a Earth Alchemy Oracle. What is pile 3 being called to start? One sec. I'm not sure if I shuffled these properly because that card came out before. I did shuffle them in between the piles, but I'm just going to do it again and see if the same one comes out again, then it was meant to. But whoops. Wow, that one came flying out. I haven't even started shuffling properly. So we've got heart opening. Yeah, what was I just talking about? The heart chakra, and with all this green energy, and we've got heart opening, heightened sensitivity, unifying, high on love. So rhodonite crystal could be useful at this time. But there could be something. I'm also getting this could possibly be a relationship thing, actually. It could be like what you're being called to start as a new relationship. Maybe you've had some sort of an end to something, and then with take a chance on them, it is literally like taking a chance on a person. There's someone that you're maybe assessing 2 different options, or you're maybe thinking about someone else that you're more passionate about and you're more drawn to, and it's just having the confidence to take the chance. And with heart opening here, it may be that there's a little bit of heart healing that needs to happen. But in the context of starting some kind of project or creative project, I feel like this is having the courage to trust in where your heart is guiding you and where your heart is leading you and what you feel passionate about and what you feel emotionally drawn to, like trusting your emotions rather than trusting necessarily like that sort of structure or institution or what you've been perhaps conditioned to do. And we've got Azurite and Orchid with Lyra and Stargate. Personal power, healing entanglements, and throat opening. Yes, what was I saying? Oh my gosh, all these cards are tying together so beautifully. What was I saying with the Page of Wands being, this is sort of a bluey greeny color, and I mentioned with the blue, this is linked to the throat chakra, and then we've got throat opening. So there's something around maybe healing your throat chakra so you can express your authentic self. And also personal power and leadership. So yeah, it's something to do with like taking the reins on something, whether it's a creative project, whether it's like just having sovereignty or leading, the ability to lead your own life in the way that you want, the ability to go in the direction that you want to go in, the ability to do something that is more authentic to you, the ability to do something that is something you're emotionally invested in and something that you're passionate about, and having the strength and courage and personal power to commit to that and go after it. Yeah, and with healing entanglements, this could be related to this tower thing, whatever foundation you had built or whatever you were invested in or maybe entangled in. It could be that there's some sort of influence that this tower has on you in some way, that this institution or this group, or it could be a family member, or it could be a group of friends, or it could be colleagues, it could be a job or a company you've been working for a long time, it could be a previous partner. But it's kind of like an energy that's like, it's like what I'm hearing is like it's crumbling, it's a false foundation, it's not. And I just saw 111 on the clock, so which is 11, which is about alignment. So it's like it wasn't really in alignment with you, and I think that wasn't in alignment with your true self. It wasn't in alignment with your authentic self. And so there's something around letting go of that, walking away from that, healing any kind of entanglements with that, and then taking a chance on, I feel like, to be honest, even though that in this card it shows two people, this is kind of almost like taking a chance on yourself, really taking the reins of your own life, taking a chance on yourself, having the confidence to show your work in some way, having the confidence to go after your passions, having the confidence to go after something that you really, really love to do. And I feel like with that, like high on love, I feel like it's like whatever this thing is, once you start doing it, like you will be so, it'll like make you high. Like you will be so uplifted from doing something that you're passionate about. It's like that thing of like when you're doing something that you're really energized by or like really passionate about, that gives you energy. It doesn't drain you, like it doesn't zap your energy, it actually gives you energy. It's like the thing that you can't not do, it pulls you in a way that like if you're doing something that isn't really in alignment, you have to kind of push yourself to do it. You have to sort of like force yourself to do it. So if you're in the process of trying to make this decision, if there's anything you have been doing that's felt like you have to push and make yourself do it, and there's no like sense of just loving it and feeling like you could lose, I'm sort of getting this energy with this Page of Cups, so like she could just lose so much time like painting a bedroom wall because she just loves it, or so much time doing some sort of creative project or expressive project. And like that's the energy that is going to, it's like it's generating energy. It gives you back so much energy. It gives you that sort of high. But it's not energy that's meant to be like trapped within or going around in circles. It kind of needs to be like, it needs to go out in the world in some way. It's just a case of, I feel like maybe working on your confidence, working on maybe healing your throat chakra, because that was highlighted twice here with the Azurite and Orchid. So Azurite crystal could be very helpful. Any kind of blue crystals. I've got a sodalite here. Sodalite crystal can be very helpful for throat chakra opening as well, helping you to have that confidence to express your truth or express your authenticity or express your creative work in some way. And take a chance on people, take a chance on sharing your work. You never know where it might lead. You never know what opportunities you might get. You never know what might become of it. Okay, I feel like that is all the messages I have for you today. Pile number 3, I hope that resonated for you. Leave a comment below if it did. I would so love to hear from you. Hit the subscribe button if you are not already part of the Els Temple community. I would love to have you here. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Hit the like button so I know what content is resonating for you guys at the moment. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. All the best with your creative projects or whatever you're being called to start. And I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye.